Hello everybody, hope you are doing well wherever you are. My name is Mr. Damascent with a great nickname Mr. Birdman. My area of interest is about natural interpretational guide. My hobby is about the music. You are most welcome in a new episode about facts to consider while locating an animal in the forest. Factor number 1. Food type versus species. We have some organisms which likely to feed on the fruits. So, while tracking, this food type will be useful to determine which animals likely to feed on this type. Here we have, for example, birds. We have also tulaco. They likely to feed on the fruit. So, by tracking, you need to visit this fruiting area because it is probable that this fish will be available there. Beside to this one, we have also flowers. There is some species which likely to feed on the flowers. For example, bees, we have sunbirds and so on. By tracking this species, you need to visit this flowering area because it is the most interesting area for those species in terms of foraging. Backing to the herbivores. It is possible to visit the grassland because you are sure that those herbivorous organisms, they are gathered there to get the foods. For example, we used to have a buffalo, we could say zebra, elephant, and so on. There is also carnivores, those organisms likely to feed on the fresh meats. Here we have the lion, leopards, and so on. We can't forget to talk about some organisms which are taken as generalists while others are a specialist. By saying is generalist, it means they feed on a variety of food, while specialist, they feed only on a single food type. Fact number 2. Habits and the habitat. In general, animal behavior is categorized into two patterns. There is some animal which are shy, while others are social. Backing to the habitat, animal could be aquatic or terrestrial. Point number 1. We are going to look about the habits of an animal in general. Animal could be social but not shy. In this context, the animal will be likely to live around the human habitat all along the way. For example, we could say scavengers. Among the scavengers, we could, for example, there is a trash. We have also the lion, zebra, and giraffe. Those organisms we are talking, it is really social. We have also an animal which is shy. These animals, they tend to live so far from human habitat. For example, it is a bush-like, even a leopard. This organism, it is likely to live in a thick forest and bushes. So, in the time you are in tracking, you need to look for this area where those organisms is adaptable to live. Example number 2, we are going to look about the habitat. Normally, there is some organism which are taken as aquatic. This means they likely to live in the water all around. Example, it is crocodile. Water bats like jacana, like crake, like cormorant, and so on. We have also fish, hippopotamus, and so on. Besides this, we have also animals which are terrestrial. This means the animal is likely to live on the land. For example, we say lion, buffalo, antelope. So, by staying on the right track, you need to target aquatic habitat if you need to experience aquatic organism, or you need to visit some landscape with expectation of experiencing those organisms which likely to live on the high mountain or in the valley. Factor number 3, time consideration. We normally experience 3 patterns of time. Here we means in the morning, in the midday, or evening. For example, for the morning, here, with a different expectation, we could plan a game drive or work. Here, we have to experience some bird song or sound, foraging behavior of a certain organism, because in this morning, the most organisms are active rather than the rest pattern of time. And also, on the midday, here, the animals are experiencing the resting, blooming, mating, courtship, and entertaining. So, based on this time, you could plan your tour. Depend on a behavior you need to experience. Later, we talk on the closer to evening to up to night. Here, an animal will be in contact, foraging, resting. In this time, nocturnal tour, it is possible because here we could just track those organisms which are likely active in the night. For example, we could say here leopard, eastern portal, and the bats. Fact number 4, seasonality. Seasonality has two types. Type number one, it is about dry season. Number two, it is about rainy season. Why are we just discussing to this factor? Seasonality, it is the major cause of a migration of any organism, either human being or an animal in the jungle. In general, the migration, it is a movement of an organism from one place to another because of different reasoning behind, either droughts, floods, or bushfire, and so on. Generally, we experience some movement of an organism from the mountain to valley near the streams, swamps, or in general on water bodies during the dry season, because food, water, and so on, it is available to that area. In the rainy season, they do not choose to migrate because food, water are available everywhere. So, you need to be determined to that category of seasonality. If you plan a tour in a dry season, don't expect to track an animal on the high mountain, because those organisms, they are already migrate to the water bodies to look their food. So try to visit the water body instead of the high mountain. Fact number 5. It is about the relief. By definition, relief, it is a basic, the physical and the natural outlook of a certain area in the environment. Relief plays a crucial role to determine the climatic conditions of a certain area. Here we could say a cold area, hot area. Backing to our context, organisms in general, they are adaptive to a variety of climatic conditions. Means some animals or organisms in general, they are adaptive to cold area. Here we could say Nyungwe National Park, VNP. Here in this region, we spot a different organism like mountain gorilla, golden monkey, baboons. We have a variety of organisms which are adaptive to this cold area. We have also a hot area. Mostly it is about eastern part of Rwanda and the plain area. So, after knowing that an organism is adaptive to a cold area, visit this cold area instead of hot area, because in a hot area these animals can't be supported. As well as this hot area, if an animal is likely to live in a hot area, it means it can't be surviving in this cold area. Relief, as a factor we are trying to talk about, really, it is the most important in everyday life of an organism. It plays a crucial role in the habitat requirements. Here we means the water, food, shelter, and the space. So those factors here, it is the basic needs to all organisms in general. We can't survive without food, water, shelter, even the space as we're talking. Ladies and gentlemen, please take this seriously. I'm telling you this. If we want the knowledge, wisdom, health, and wealth, please protect the nature. And also, always be a nature protector and conserve our biodiversity. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, comments, and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next episode.